I want to show you how oftentimes with just a minute or two of research, you can uncover these supposed human rights organizations, or organizations like today I'm going to talk about the Committee to Protect Journalists. These, at face value, they look like really good organizations, like they're really doing something important. Every once in a while, they'll take up a cause that you might actually understand and fully agree with. And then when you see them pushing other things, you'll just assume that that's also a legitimate case. But oftentimes, they take up popular causes to build up legitimacy so that they can push things that are completely illegitimate. So let's just take a look at the tweet here that I came across. Committee to Protect Journalists. And I saw Huawei, and I was wondering, what's the story here? What are they talking about? Researchers say technology from Chinese company Huawei has been used to block independent news sites from public access in countries like Burundi and Cuba. And whenever I see the word independent news sites from one of these organizations, one of these Western human rights organizations like the Committee to Protect Journalists or Human Rights Watch or Amnesty International, a red flag immediately goes up, because usually when they say independent, it just means independent of the government or even the interests of the country they're operating in. And almost always it goes right back to the US government, US government funding through the National Endowment for Democracy. And then if you're dependent on a foreign government to stay in business, how are you independent? How are you independent financially? And how is your editorial policy independent? So a red flag went up immediately. So I clicked on their article. So let's look. This is CPJ's official website. Here's the article. They're talking about how China's Huawei technology is being used to censor news halfway across the world. Oh, that sounds really terrible. And when you read through here, what you do is look for the name of one of these so-called independent news websites. And right here, independent news website, Cubanet. I just, over 10 years studying this, when you see it, it's just, you automatically know that for sure it's funded by the NED. But just to make sure, because you shouldn't assume anything, just type in Cubanet, National Endowment for Democracy. Sometimes you got to put it in quotation marks like this, National Endowment for Democracy, so it really homes in. And when you do, this is the first result. So you click on that and it brings you to here. This is the official website for the National Endowment for Democracy, ned.org. And you come down here and you can see 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, Cubanet News Incorporated. And we're talking over 200,000 US dollars every single year. And that's just what they're admitting to. That's just what they're admitting to. So Cubanet is not independent news. It is US government funded propaganda, and it's funded by the same US government that is crippling Cuba's economy deliberately to collectively punish the Cuban people for refusing to burn their own country down and subordinate themselves to Washington and Wall Street. That's what that is. And that's what, so let's go back to the original tweet. That's what the Committee to Protect Journalists is complaining about. Huawei playing some sort of role in blocking US government funded propaganda in service of US sponsored regime change, which in turn is a violation of the UN Charter, violation of international law, completely wrong on all levels. This is something the Committee to Protect Journalists should be speaking up against. Instead, they're buttressing it with this sort of, you can't even really call it news, just complaining and hiding this interference and turning it around. Cuba is the victim here. Cubanet is part of this process of attacking and crushing Cuba. And here's the Committee to Protect Journalists twisting it around as if Cubanet is somehow a victim. And Cuba is wrong, and Cuba's allies are wrong, and companies like China's Huawei, they're wrong for trying to stop this in any shape, form, or way. So I just wanted to point that out real quick. I wanted to show you the very fast process of checking these sort of things out. If you practice doing this, you will pick it up, and you will be shocked by how much of this is out there. You will see it every day, multiple times a day, if you just read the news normally, and then you'll see a lot more of it if you dig in deeply. So if you thought this video was useful, please like and share it. Share this information with other people so that they can learn how to spot these things on their own. The more eyes looking out for this, the easier it is to expose this, and the easier it is for us to collectively oppose it. Please subscribe. It's free to do. It helps the channel grow. I have a new website, newatlas.report. All of my work can be found and followed there. There are no ads. There is no paywall. There never will be. So please bookmark it and share it with others. I'm also on Twitter at Brian_Berletic for now until Twitter kicks me off. In the video description below, I have all of the links that I just covered, so check that out. Look at it, learn what it looks like so you can get good at finding it as well. There's also ways in the video description to help support my work, and to everyone who already is, whether it's through Patreon month to month, one-time donations, or even if you are just helping share this information with other people. I could not do this work without that help. I greatly appreciate it, so thank you, and as always, thanks for watching.